How's everybody doing? Good. Well, as you know, opportunities to play quarterback in the National Football League comes in a lot of different ways. I informed the group this morning that we're going to start Baker Mayfield and that Tyrod will be the backup if healthy. Obviously, he's still in the concussion protocol as far as I know. And if he's not able to go, it'd be Drew Stanton. Obviously, Baker has worked extremely hard, put himself in position to be the backup, and obviously in this game was able to go out and play well. He nailed it, did really well. Led the team, helped lead the team to victory, which I thought was really important. I think Baker would be the first person to tell you he was able to do the things he's done because of the work that he's had with Tyrod and with Drew. I think both those young men have helped him, push his talent a little bit higher because I think those guys have really taken him under their wing a little bit to show him the inner workings of the National Football League. So I think that's a good thing. Baker understands there's still a lot of work to do. He's got to, continue to grow in the National Football League, continue to understand our system better and even execute it even more. And now, the other added pressure of being out there first is there. But I think he can handle it. He's demonstrated that. He's shown me at every opportunity that he was working at it to be ready for when his time was called, that he would make the best of it. And he's done that. So he's earned it by the way he's played. And like I've told that group, I've told our football team, we're going to support him, however we can as a team. And we're going to also support Tyrod as well, and Drew. So that's the way we're going to go about it.
Is this for the rest of the season?
He's the starting quarterback of this football team. We know it's a long season, all kind of things can happen, but Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback of the team.
Was it simple as he looked so ready on Thursday night that the decision was?
Well, as I said, I wanted to go back and watch the tape and talk to our coaches and talk to John and really think through it myself. And obviously there was nothing that I saw that he wasn't ready to handle. I think he went out there in some tough situations, down 14, and late in the second quarter, and handled all of that extremely well and went and played well. So he checked off every box for me, as I look to, the things you look to make these kind of decisions.
What do you think what does he do the very best?
He completes the ball. Obviously he gets the ball in guys' hands so they can make plays.
What do you think you guys will do in terms of your offense? Will you run anything different than you did with Tyrod? Will we see anything different?
I don't know that it'd be totally different. Baker's been here from OTAs through the training camp and through the preseason, and obviously in that game there was no plays we changed there. So he understands the system, how to play in the system. I'm sure Todd will tailor everything to his strengths, but at the same time he's handled everything we've asked him to do thus far.
What was your message to Baker when you told him?
That he was the starting quarterback, and that he earned it through performance and his work. And here's his opportunity, and he's got to go make it happen. And I think he will. And he had a big grin on his face.
In your career, you've named the starting quarterback, I don't know how many times, going back to Oakland.
Too many.
Right. Does this feel different to you?
It does. This was a guy that we picked together, that John and myself and the personnel department, the coaching staff, that we went all in on, unanimously, and said this is the guy for the future. And I felt really good once, it got to this point to where this decision's made. It's being made about a quarterback that we all feel good about. How this was going to unfold, nobody knew. I said that before. Nobody knew exactly how it was going to go. So Tyrod started off as a starter, and I think he, gave us everything he had. And then all of a sudden Baker came in, and so the guy who we all felt good about is now starting at quarterback. Not that we didn't feel good about Tyrod, that's not what I'm saying, but the guy that we picked for the future of this organization is now the starter of the team.
You and John were adamant throughout the offseason that Tyrod was the guy for 2018. You want to do things right with Baker, let him develop. How much did Thursday night assuage any concerns you have, and how much did you see other signs maybe that he was going to be ready?
Well, I started to see it in practice. That's why I made him the backup. You know, you could just see that he was growing. And again, I didn't want to put a timetable on it because I didn't know how it was going to happen or when it was going to happen. But we kept dialoguing, talking about myself and John every week, you know, after every game, of just about what we saw in Baker in practice. And I would always try to give him extra reps in practice at the end of practice. And so you continue to see him growing and just getting better. So I'm not surprised by what he did in the game. I think a lot of other people are. I don't think his teammates are. I don't think the coaches are. I think we knew once he got his opportunity, he would go in there and nail it, and that's what he did.
Sooner, though, Hugh, than you anticipated making him the
Oh, absolutely. I won't deny that. This is sooner than what I thought it would happen because I thought we would play much better, you know, earlier, you know, on offense. We didn't. And, I mean, there was a stark difference in how we performed, you know, when he got in there. So that's the nature of this business. That's the way it works. You know, it's a earned business. And the young man went in there and he earned the right to be the starter.
The fact that he started so many games in college makes him a little different than some of the other guys that have been coming out lately?
You know, that could be something to that. I mean, I think what really makes him different, I just think he's been since he's been here with us, just his work ethic. You know, the way he works at it, the way he is with his teammates, the way he, you know, approaches the game, the way he studies the game. I think those things are huge in his favor. And then you take the talent and you put all those things together and you get this guy who's playing at a high level.
Did he look any different to you after you told him the news, like in practice? Was there, I know he's a pretty kid anyway, but...
He doesn't change much that way. I mean, he competes, he's competitive, likes to play. I didn't see anything different today than I've seen before.
How about with him working with the ones for the first real time in practice?
No, the ball was completed. You know, ball went where it was supposed to go, and the ball was completed, and that's a good thing. So, and that's what we anticipate, that he'll go make the most of this opportunity with his teammates and play well.
What's the next challenge for him, Hugh?
Oakland. You know, I mean, going on the road, as I talked to him a little bit about this in my office, just going on the road. Last week it was a Thursday night game. This week it's going on the road and going to Oakland, different type of stadium. You know, it's a baseball feel to it. Dirt, you know, is in the stadium. And then just handling, we're going to go out a day early, you know, just being able to handle that process because it's different. Just staying in the moment for himself. So you have to talk through all those things, and we did a little bit.
Elevate the players around them. And I know it's premature. We only saw him for a little over a half.
He's not great.
But is that what you kind of observed it when he was in there, that the supporting cast around him was made better by him being in there?
I saw him make more plays with the guys. I saw the ball being spread around. I saw the ball going in the right person with zip and with assurance. That's what I saw. I saw the offense start to make more plays up and down the field. Again, he played well, you know, but he's got to continue to get better. He's got to continue to work. This young man he's not a finished product by any stretch of the imagination, but there's a talented young man there who likes to play, who has a fire, who has an intensity and a competitiveness that you want, and that's what you look for.
Do you think about how much growth there could be with him now being with the ones and getting a chance to really gel with everybody?
I mean, yeah. I mean, again, that's why we're making him the starting quarterback. I mean, because we believe he can continue to grow, which helps the offense continue to grow and continue to get better. So I think his best football is going to be ahead of him. But again, he's just got to buckle down, put his head down, and work his tail off. And I'm sure he'll do that.
Do you think him getting that opportunity to work with the ones could outweigh, you know, an opponent being able to game plan for him? Or, I mean, how do you kind of view that?
No, I think people are going to watch the tape. I mean, Baker is who he is. I mean, he's a accurate passer who can throw the ball from a lot of different arm angles. And, you know, he can throw it short, throw it deep, all those things. I mean, people are going to try to find ways to slow him down. I mean, that's part of this business. But I think at the same time, you know, as we move forward, we have to continue to do things to put him in position to be successful, you know, and our offense successful.
It would appear that Tyrod Taylor performed his task, which was to bide the time until, teach whatever he could to Baker. And now you seem to have a surplus of veteran quarterbacks. What is Tyrod's future with the team?
He's right here, not going anywhere. I think that's important. Like I said, I think part of Baker's, being able to play like he did was because of Tyrod and Drew. So I don't want to upset that, room that way. I don't think there's any reason to. Tyrod's going to be needed. I mean, he's the backup quarterback on this team if he's healthy. And he's played, and his teammates know who he is and how he goes about the rhythm of his game. So I think it's always good to have that kind of depth at that position, especially if we're traveling down this road, which we are.
Would this have been a tougher decision if Zane Gonzalez made those kicks? You could have been 2-0.
He didn't. So I don't want to talk about what could have been. We didn't make them. So we're 1-1-1, and Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback.
His reaction was?
I mean, he's a professional. I mean, obviously he's competitive. I mean, nobody wants to hear that, they're going in a different direction, but he understands it too, I think the most important thing is he wants to get healthy and make sure he's ready to help the football team. But again, any competitor is disappointed, in that situation, but he's a pro, so he's going to do what he needs to do to keep helping this football team win.
I know there's a process you have to go through with a decision of this magnitude, evaluations, conversations. When you walked off the field on Thursday night, did you really think you had a choice?
Did I feel like I had a choice? I don't think that matters. I mean, I think today I'm giving you guys a choice that was made, whether it was going to be a riot here, as people said, or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. This guy's the quarterback, and on we go.
Easy though, didn't he?
I'm sorry?
He did make it a little easier the way he
Yes,
played.
he did. He did make it easier by the performance, by the win, and by the way he conducted himself. There's no question about that.
After making the move to Baker and then watching the rest of your team for 3 weeks, have your expectations for this season changed at all?
It's kind of the same as what it's been. I think we can win football games. I've said that since we started. I was disappointed with our start, from the first game to the second game. The third game, we, found a way to win. We've been in every game we've played. I mean, these games have been close. Hopefully we can get one of these games where we can move ahead and stay ahead and keep playing that way, and play good all 4 quarters and not just 2 quarters. We need to play 4 quarters of Cleveland Brown football, and we haven't done that yet, and I think the best is still yet to come.
Do you get the sense that Baker's teammates are all on board and excited and embrace this decision?
Oh, yeah, I do. I like I said, I told the team this morning. What I said exactly to the quarterbacks is exactly what I said to the team. I don't pull any punches that way. And they know, and they're going to support Baker Mayfield and do everything they can to help Baker Mayfield win, just like we did when Tyrod was a quarterback. That's our job, and that's what his teammates will do, and that's what this coaching staff will do.
Is for the game Tyrod was having before he got hurt?
I don't.
He was looking over his shoulder and feeling it?
No. I mean, we didn't do a lot of things early on offense, in my opinion, to help Tyrod. There was some blown assignments, some mental errors we had that let some people had some free runners at him. We put him in a tough spot too. So it wasn't just Tyrod neither, but obviously we got those things shored up pretty quickly there as we started the second half to where we could protect Baker better, and he made some plays with his arm.
Show any indication of getting hit in the head before the play he left the game?
I'm sorry?
Any indication he may have been concussed before that?
I don't know that. That was never brought to my attention. Again, he's a competitive person. And then, again, if that was the issue, they would have, rung down and had him come out the game. So I don't think so, but you never know. Sometimes when those guys get nicked, you don't know when it actually happens, But I think, again, we needed to play better around him in the first half on offense.
Do you have any sense if he's going to clear protocol this week?
I hope so. I think there's a good chance.
What about the rest of the injured guys?
There's really nothing to report. Everybody's kind of Miles fine. Yeah, Miles is fine. Who? Randall. Oh, Demarius still has obviously the heel, but I think we'll be fine.